Alright, what is going on everybody? Tristan here, and today I'm back with another simple how-to cop video for you guys. I know it's been a day or two since I posted actually a regular full-length video, so I wanted to come back with one that I knew would be useful. Since we got the Dunk Low Whisper coming up, it's going to be some great profit. The Rose Whisper, to be specific, not the Dunk Low Whisper, but it's called the Rose Whisper. Dropping here in a couple days, and I felt like it was definitely worth it to discuss. There'll be some decent profit on the shoe, so you can make some money on it. So that's everything I need to mention. Hope y'all will enjoy. Again, you want to check my Snkrs, any of that down below. Those are all in the description, and I appreciate again the constant support y'all have been showing on those pages. I don't even post too often there, but I bypass my Instagram, things like that, so a lot of that goes down. And yeah, like goal, keep it simple. Let's try to 290 likes on this video. So that's everything that needs to be said. Let's see if we can do that, and I hope y'all will enjoy it. Let's get started. So kind of the first things I want to mention about this release first. So a woman's exclusive release. Don't forget, this is a woman's Dunk Low, not a men's. It's the Rose Whisper, so it's going to be going up to, I believe, so I just double checked to confirm, but it only goes up to size 12W. Just like with most women's releases, they're not extending this one to 14W or 15W. They're just keeping it right at 12W. So basically, all my size 11 boys, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to rock this pair if it is one you're interested in. For me personally, I wouldn't add this one to the collection, but I still am definitely going to be going for this release. Don't forget, June 2nd, 10 a.m. Eastern time, $100 retail. It's going to be some good money right there on the shoe. Easy $50 profit per pair. So that's why I'm saying you should go for this release if you are trying to resell it, or if you're trying to get it for somebody, you know, make sure you got your multiple accounts and everything like that ready. We'll mention all those details later in the video a little bit more specifically, so you kind of can, you know, understand that and have a couple other tips. I've been hitting decently in sneakers recently, you know, on those shock drops and things like that. So I feel like my tips are useful and they do help some, because I actually tested out some of them and they did work. Like my accounts I hadn't hit on months. You know, like I just like cleared the cookies and like re-logged in like a different location while being logged out there, and you know, my account started hitting, just, you know, logging in off, you know, different places. The original location that the device was on, that's what you would log out on. But again, we'll get into all that later in the video. Just mainly looking at how this shoe looks as one that, you know, you could add to the collection. I like it. I mean, it's simple, that typical, you know, Dunk Low theme. As I mentioned, a lot of those Dunk Lows that have this color blocking style do a lot better in the future, but based off, you know, the similarity of this one to the Harvest Moon Dunk Low, if you remember that Dunk Low, this one looks very similar to it. Pretty much has the same concept. I mean, it's woman sizing only, so, you know, it, you know, follows all the same guidelines. You know, the Harvest Moon was not extended sizing, so again, these ones have the exact same size range up to 12W. It's just basically, you know, the colorway is slightly different, but I feel like this one is pretty much, you could compare it exactly to the Harvest Moon. Once you get it, it's not really a hold, it's kind of a sell. I remember I said that the Harvest Moons were a hold, but it's going to take a lot more progress and time probably for those ones to go up, just because of demand. Honestly, I think the Harvest Moons are getting a bit looked over, and I think these will also get a bit looked over, you know, as time progresses later from this release. So I think it's one of those ones that if you have it now, sell it before, you know, the rest of the pairs drop, or if you want to hold it, you know, then feel free. I mean, I feel like there could be some progress made in this one, but just to be safe, I think honestly this one is a sell now. I do not think it's a major hold. I think a lot of dunks are actually kind of starting to die off, and dunks are actually finally starting to get played out, and people are kind of noticing that and stopping, you know, not messing with them as much. So I'm probably going to make a video on that soon, kind of discussing, you know, what I think about dunks, the market on them. But yeah, aside from that, this one's still going to resell well, so you should definitely go for it. But aside from the $100 retail, you know, dropping June 2nd, 10 a.m. Eastern time, make sure you got that all marked down in your calendars. You're not going to want to miss it, and it's again going to be one of those releases. It's not, I'm pretty sure it's not a draw. I want to confirm that though. Just dropped my phone. It's always the same guy bumping down the street in Charleston. I don't know what the deal is, but it's loud. Yeah, so this release right here is not a draw release. So it is one of those ones you want to be for, you know, there immediately. You have 2 to 3 minutes to enter. It'll let you know probably around 10:07, 10:08, 10:06 whether you hit. So this is one of those drops where it's not 10 minutes to enter. You got to be right there, be ready at 10 a.m. and, you know, be ready for your size. Make sure your Face ID and all that's working. Main piece of advice I got. So Rose Whisper, not a draw release. Remember that. It's going to be one of those ones you got to be right there and be ready for. So just remember that. But aside from that right there and those basic facts, again, I want to go over the resale on this one, and I do want to compare it to the Harvest Moon. You can probably see what I'm talking about. The colorways are fairly similar. The Harvest Moon hits a lot lighter in hand, but overall, I have a pair of Harvest Moons in my collection, and they're, you know, pretty similar to these based off the pictures. But looking at resale of both the pairs, you can see the Harvest Moons are obviously going for more on those bigger sizes. So if there was any sizes I would target in the Rose Moon, it would be those bigger sizes, since this is a clean colorway. But you can see 11W, 11.5W, 12W. Those are all going for very, under market amounts, like 290, 170, like those, or not 290, but 200, 170, 160. Those are all extremely under market. So I think the bigger sizes in this shoe could make some major progress. My personal resale estimation at the moment, I'm going to put it between 155 and 200. And I'm going to put a plus on the 200 because, again, those bigger sizes, the ones above, like, kind of like 10.5W, I think, 11W mainly, just to be safe. I think those ones could make some major progress just because of, those smaller sizes and ones that, are converted over, like women's dunk low sizing. Ones like this tend not to go for this less. This is kind of a rare sight. So I'm just saying, could see some progress there on those sizes. And the Harvest Moon prices will support that. Look at what all these go for. Like, I'm not just saying that to say it. Like, these actually have gone for, a lot of money. I mean, here, why don't we check out 11W and see how 11Ws have done over time. Let's check it out. Yeah, look, 11Ws have always gone for a ton of money. So seeing the 11Ws in this shoe go for much less, I think we could see it's room to grow. Doesn't mean it will grow. It just means that there is room to grow, which makes it a better hold potentially. That's just all I'm trying to say and get out right there. So aside from those basic points and facts right there, the resale, the shoe, I compare it to the Harvest Moon, just based off the performance of the Harvest Moon. Really, it makes the shoe look more like kind of just like a sell now, unless you want to hold it for a really long time, which I don't even think is worth it at that point. So a couple other things I want to mention about this one. I'm going to link this video down below. This is a Snkrs how to cop video. It gives tips about copping on the Snkrs app, the basic like how to make multiple accounts, how to use proxies, things like that if you're confused, if your accounts haven't been working recently. Of course, I got some tips for y'all right here. I think I got a lot of it. I mean, of course, the Raffles, I'll link all that down below. If you want to go check out Raffles and anything like this, I was supposed to add a little bit more to this notepad, but I didn't. So I'm just I don't even need to have this up, honestly, if I haven't added everything that I needed to it. So again, a couple of Snkrs tips I want to mention that are on this video that I feel like are helpful to address now. If you haven't been able to use your Snkrs accounts, if they haven't been letting you enter, one of the main tips I would recommend is, again, clearing the cookies on your browser or trying a different browser for that Snkrs account. If you've been using Chrome all the time for your Snkrs accounts, maybe try using Safari every once in a while. Go log in on your Safari, just exit, log out on that Chrome, account right there, right? Log out on it on Chrome, and then go to Safari and log in the account right there. Just go log into it on Snkrs and then try and, enter in there. Sometimes a different browser helps, but also another thing I always mention in this video, I mentioned a BP proxy switcher, and proxies are essential. Y'all are gonna want to use those. I'm just saying, like, proxies are very, it's kind of like something that, again, it blocks Nike from being able to see that you're running multiple pages on Snkrs, with different accounts on each page. It prevents Nike from being able to see that. So that I mentioned how to use that in this video, and I always find that useful. But if you don't want to use proxies, again, just make sure you're always consistently clearing your cookies so Snkrs isn't seeing, that you're always on there. And of course, activity matters as well. I always mention this too. I recently hit on one of my phone accounts I hadn't hit on in a very long time. And one of the main things and tips that I did is that I tried using that phone account on a Safari browser, and I ended up hitting that way. But also, I had just been more active on the account recently. So activity matters. I'm just saying, it usually does when it comes to certain drops. So make sure you're there watching those Snkrs lives, participating, as often as you can. That kind of stuff is important because they do like giving stuff to their more active members. They check that, trust me. They're not just giving stuff to resellers. Well, it depends. If you have hundreds of accounts, it helps. I mean, Use Snkrs is a great bot. I recommend Use Snkrs. Just spell it out for y'all right there. Very good bot. I'm trying to figure out how to use it. Not really. I haven't spent much time looking at it, but heard it's really good. So also going to link these down below. Again, there's pretty much no FOOTSITES for this one, so I don't really need to link this. Might not do it. And then for this one right here, all the Raffles are close, and they were mainly overseas based. So if you were looking to get the Nike Dunk Low Rose Whisper, it was an overseas, raffle release mainly. Snkrs will be your next best chance. Pretty much what's coming up. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I need to mention about how to cop the Women's Dunk Low Rose Whisper. It's simple, but yeah, it's kind of like, it's very similar to some other ones. So it's probably just kind of like a sell now based off its similarity to others. It's just too similar in my opinion. But again, check this down below. Feel free to subscribe and like. Like what I said was like 290. So if you could hit that, that'd be dope. And yeah, I got a few things to do today. I got to get this video out, of course. Gonna try and, make like a how-to cop. Well, not try to. I got to get like the thumbnail and other things made for it. But overall, busy day. We'll try and, just kind of get through it. Do it as good as we can. And yeah, I'm Tristan. Just ended that. I'm honestly pretty confused on this outro. I don't know why I'm confused. I'm just like, I need to get some breakfast, man. We're tired, I guess. I'll see you on the next one, yeah? Leave any of your comments, concerns, questions down below. I'll see y'all then. Peace.